We begin tonight, though, with the weather impact, rain and storms moving through central Indiana as we head into Tuesday. Thanks for inviting us in. It's 11 o'clock. So, Angela, any severe threat right now?
We're still technically under the threat of severe weather, but no warnings across central Indiana. But keeping an eye on a couple of storms just across the state line in the eastern sections of Illinois. There have been some severe thunderstorm warnings posted due to the threat of large hail, and there have been several reports of hail out to our west. You can see a couple of those storms moving near and just south of Champaign, and then the long line of storms that extends from the eastern sections of Iowa all the way up through Fort Wayne. This is a close-up view of our local radar, and I do want to point out again, across the state line, we've had a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings. This line will continue to come together over the next couple of hours. We remain under the threat of severe weather, although thinking this does start to weaken a little bit as it starts to move our way. Now through 4 a.m., the greatest threat of rain and some storms.
Angela, thanks so much. Want to remind our viewers that you can find our extended coverage plus live Doppler 13 radar streaming 24/7. So that means you can check the forecast anytime. Just be sure to download our free streaming app, WTHR Plus, on your TV. Tonight at 11, city leaders are now trying to keep kids out of trouble. A youth curfew just passed at tonight's city county council meeting. But there's this debate unfolding this evening about what teens really need. As Alex Almanza shows us, some think the answer is more than just more rules.
Some call it a proactive measure. Others say it doesn't really get to the true cause of teen crime. Either way, city leaders are trying to get ahead of the summer break by enforcing a teen curfew, not to punish kids, but to provide resources.
Good evening.
The City County Council is back again, back to figuring out why some teens are out causing trouble and what to do about it.
Our youth don't need intervention, they need something to do. And it's time that we put our money where our mouths are at.
The new ordinance creates an earlier curfew for kids. It comes amid tragic headlines. IMPD Chief Tanya Terry citing a July 4th shooting downtown last year that killed 2 teens.
Every life matters, and if we can bring those numbers down even more, then that's a success. That's more kids that get to live to see tomorrow.
The law also got some pushback. Brandon Randall has worked with the youth for 2 decades. He says the status quo has got to go.
We cannot keep operating on the same kind of responses where adults are leading these conversations. There is no intentional space outside of organizations for young people to share their thoughts.
Under the curfew, kids 15 and 16 must be home by 9 p.m. on school nights and 11 p.m. on weekends. Kids under 15, it's lights out by 9 every night. Councilor Jesse Brown voted against the ordinance, saying it sends the wrong message.
I believe you're coming in good faith, and I appreciate it. But when, youth leaders, when Brandon Randall are all reaching out, expressing strong disapproval, are asking us to please just center the voices of our youth, I'm just going to have to honor their call.
The vote passed 20-2 and stays in effect for 120 days.
So the question now is, will this truly work? Well, city leaders say they're going to continue to monitor the impact of this policy as teens look forward to summer break. In downtown Indianapolis, Alex Almanza, 13 News.
So this discussion about youth safety and curfew in our city comes as IMPD is investigating a deadly shooting during a post-prom party. A 38-year-old woman was killed. 2 others were injured. The sounds of gunfire startling neighbors who call Park Avenue home. But police tell us the location of that shooting wasn't a home, but a short-term rental. People living in that area tell us they'd like to see more done in terms of oversight.
There needs to be some sort of more requirements, not even just from the city, but like from Airbnb itself or even Vrbo, whatever, in terms of the process of making sure that the people who are renting these places and spaces out are doing some background checks.
Now, the city of Indianapolis does require rental properties to be on a registry. The Department of Business and Neighborhood Services updates it every month. The home on North Park Avenue was not listed as of April, but it's possible to be listed for May. The National Rifle Association is returning to Indianapolis. That's expected to bring more than 70,000 people to our city each time. Logan Gay was at the governor's announcement and shares tonight how that deal came to be.
During this announcement, the governor said that it took more than a year to position the state and the city of Indianapolis for the NRA convention, but says that this is a big win for tourism and also credits Visit Indy for securing this deal. Indianapolis is set to host the NRA's annual convention in both 2029 and 2031, marking the fourth and fifth times the group has brought its event to Indiana. In 2019 and 2023, both President Donald Trump and Vice President Mike Pence attended the convention here.
When we host the 2029 convention, is projected to generate $26.4 million in economic impact.
Chris Gold with Visit Indy says that kind of turnout means a packed city and plenty for visitors to experience.
Those 600 exhibitors will set up inside the halls of the Indiana Convention Center. There's wildlife art, there's hunting and gaming, and commerce being done. However, no guns and ammunition are sold. That's part of the NRA's policy.
NRA leadership and the governor say Indianapolis stood out because of its experience hosting large events and what they call strong Hoosier hospitality.
This is a recreational outdoor mecca. People come to the state of Indiana to exercise Second Amendment rights, and one of the primary ways they do it is through hunting. But we just feel very welcome here.
The NRA remains a controversial organization for some, but Governor Mike Braun says the focus should be on the economic impact and what it means for the city.
For the people attending it, it's a tradition long held that embodies that Second Amendment, and it's meaningful to most Hoosiers. And I think they're choosing Indianapolis. It proves that it's a city and a state that's on the move.
And according to Visit Indy, like in years past, there will be designated areas for protesters. In Indianapolis, Logan Gay, 13 News.
New tonight at 11, leaders at Hamilton Southeastern School District are confirming plans to cut staff. They tell us that includes 18 teaching positions between the kindergarten and 6th grade level. In all, HSE leaders tell us they are eliminating nearly 60 jobs. They point to declining enrollment, with further declines projected for the 26-27 school year. The superintendent says they're still finalizing non-classroom staffing reductions. Those will be shared at the school board meeting May 13th. Now, according to district leadership, the cuts are necessary to maintain long-term financial stability. The Indiana High School Athletic Association just approved personal branding rules for student athletes. So this will allow student athletes at IHSAA member schools a chance to benefit from their name and likeness while preserving their amateur status. So this rule will take effect next school year. And this is similar to name, image, and likeness deals that we see on the college level for student athletes. But high schoolers won't be able to use their school affiliation or appear in uniform during activities. The IHSAA voted down a proposal calling for a shot clock at boys and girls varsity basketball games. Election Day polls open in less than 7 hours, but Hoosiers have been voting early for weeks. And tonight we want to take a closer look at what is driving this higher turnout. Here in Marion County alone, nearly 20,000 people have already cast a ballot. That's nearly double the number of early voters in the primary 4 years ago. We talked to a UIndy political science professor who told us she is seeing higher voter enthusiasm this election.
There are a lot of issues that matter to people. There are a lot of candidates. There are a lot of different perspectives. And I think that's what we're seeing really drive voter turnout this cycle.
When it feels like you can't make a difference nationally, I feel like people feel the push to want to do it locally.
Again, the polls will open tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock. And we'll be with you throughout the day and night as Hoosiers vote and the results come in. We'll bring you live coverage during our newscast right here on Channel 13. And you can also catch us streaming starting at 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon over on WTHR+.